hiding secrets in the background to straight up stealing characters from other shows, these are 38 secrets you probably missed in Blue Lock. Nagi used to live alone before entering Blue Lock because his parents traveled frequently, leaving him with only his pet cactus, Chalky. This is why he has a friend-like relationship with his parents. Gagamaru thinks his weaknesses are his struggles with technology and being bad at understanding people. That's why he started reading manga to better grasp other people's emotions and behaviors. Speaking of Gagamaru, the cuts on his left ear were caused by a bear attack, and yet bears are still his favorite animal. Almost every character in Blue Lock either reads manga or watches anime. Shido's favorite manga is Chainsaw Man, while Kira likes Death Note, which isn't surprising at all. Kunigami is a fan of One Piece because he admires the friendship between Luffy and Zoro. Isagi's favorite movie is My Neighbor Totoro, and he says that it makes him wish he had a sister. However, the one with the best taste is Chigiri, because his favorite manga is Attack on Titan, which is my personal favorite as well. Chigiri also has a great taste when it comes to choosing his favorite football player, as he stated that he loves the Belgian legend, Eden Hazard. However, Rio's taste is even better, as his favorite footballer is arguably the most famous man on earth, Cristiano Ronaldo. There are many characters in Blue Lock who are inspired by those from other popular anime. The most obvious example is Zantetsu, who closely resembles Lita from My Hero Academia. Not only do they share similar designs, but Zantetsu's acceleration skill is a copy of Lita's quirk. Nagi is inspired by Nier from Death Note. Both have white hair and a deadpan stare. This one might be a bit more of a stretch, but you can't convince me that Tokimitsu wasn't inspired by the Titans in Attack on Titan. His wide-eyed design, super strong physique, and the awkward way he runs all remind me of the pure Titan. Blue Lock also takes inspiration from real life, as some of the characters resemble actual football superstars in their appearance or reflect their playstyle. If you're a football fan, the first person that came to mind when you saw Julian Loki was probably Kylian Mbappe. Both are French, both are black men with very short hair, and Loki's club, Paris X-Gen, is an obvious nod to Mbappe's former club, Paris Saint-Germain. Even Loki's name is very similar to Mbappe. Julian faintly echoes Kylian, while Loki is very similar to Mbappe's second surname, Latin. Pablo also shares many similarities with a real football superstar, Lionel Messi. Both are Argentinian and known for their accuracy on the field. They are also small in stature and are arguably the best free kick takers in the world. Rin hates looking at his face in the mirror because it reminds him of his brother. In fact, when asked what he would do if it were his last day on Earth, he said that he would fight with his brother. Isagi was quite the crybaby as a kid. Mosquitoes used to terrify him because of his amazing hearing and eyesight. But you know who never cries? The king himself, Baro. He once claimed that aside from the moment he was born, he has never shed a tear. Mikage Reo is attracted to older, more mature women, and interestingly, the first person to ever confess to him was his elementary school teacher. This might have just been because of his money, or so he thinks. The first time Chigiri was confessed to was also in elementary school. A girl sitting at the desk behind him suddenly confessed to him, and before he knew it, all the girls in the class were lining up to do the same. He says he probably rejected about half the class in one go that day. Talk about a heartbreaker. Before we continue, do me a quick favor, guys. I just turned 25, and it would be the best birthday present if we reach 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So hit that subscribe button if you like my content. It would mean the world to me. Out of the 300 players who joined the Blue Lock program, only one player wasn't originally a striker, and that player was Ikki Niko, who was actually a midfielder before he was invited to Blue Lock. How Niko became a football player is also an interesting story. When he was younger, people bullied him for his bang and told him that his eyes were intense and scary when he passionately talked about his interests. Once his bully ripped up his Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Niko challenged him to a football match in which he ended up beating his bully 13-0. Prior to this incident, Niko had no experience with football, and that's when he decided to give football a chance. Another interesting thing about Niko is his connection with the number 25. His surname reflects the number, as Ni means 2 and Ko means 5 in Japanese. His birthday is February 5th. His Uber's jersey number is 25, and he is on the cover of the 25th volume of the manga. If you're a fan of Attack on Titan, you might have felt a sense of deja vu the first time you saw Rin. That's because Rin's design seems to be inspired by what Eren and Mikasa's child could have looked like. I mean, his hairstyle is basically Mikasa's, and his eyelashes are very similar to Eren's Titan marks. He also has brother issues just like Eren. Okay, that one was a joke, but it's also true. While this hasn't been officially confirmed, it's worth noting that Blue Lock's artist Yusuke Nomura used to be Hajime Isayama's assistant, so it's very likely that Rin's design design was influenced by Nomura's love for Eren and Mikasa. What do you guys think? Does Rin's design remind you of Eren and Mikasa? While many believe that Chigiri is based on Gareth Bale due to their incredible speed and coordination, Muneyuki Kaneshiro, the author of Blue Lock, clarified that Chigiri was actually inspired by the Japanese player Ryo Miyaichi. Ryo was also known for his great pace and coordination, and he also suffered from ACL tears like Chigiri. Similarly, though Baro was initially thought to be modeled after Cristiano Ronaldo because of their workaholic and perfectionist mentalities, and the fact that they are both 187 centimeters tall, Kaneshiro revealed that Baro was inspired by Mario Balotelli. Both are creative scorers and exceptional penalty takers, yet they often struggle with poor decisions off the field or lapses in discipline on the field. Throughout his time as the coach in Blue Lock, Eigo Jinpachi is actually not part of the Japan Football Association. He was exclusively handpicked by teieri Anri, a member of the Japan Football Union. Anri chose Eigo because she believes he's the only one who can help Japan secure their very first World Cup in the future. Another interesting thing about Anri is that her name is phonetically similar to that of the former French football player Thierry Henry, sharing the same katakana for Henry. Did you know that Bleach actually inspired aspects of Blue Lock? This influence is most noticeable in the manga cover art, which mirrors Bleach's bold and simplistic style. And if you didn't catch the connection, Kunigami is essentially designed after Ichigo, while Shido gives off the same energy as Grimmjow, which is why their 1v1 clash hits different. We all know Bachira's dribbling skills are no joke, but here's something you might not know. He once dodged a security guard's tackle like it was nothing. And if that wasn't enough, he went on to outrun an entire group of guards. Speaking of Bachira's dribbling, he's based on the arguably best dribbler in history, the Brazilian legend Ronaldinho, and the team he plays for, FC Barcha, is inspired by the club where Ronaldinho made his mark, FC Barcelona. Just like FC Barcha, almost every team in Blue Lock is inspired by real-life top football clubs. For example, Bastard Munchen is inspired by Bayern Munich, Manshine City is Manchester City, Ubers is Juventus, and the list goes on. Isagi's name and playstyle are inspired by the former Italian legend Filippo Inzaghi. He also shares similarities in his playstyle with Thomas Müller, the German superstar who plays for Bayern Munich. In chapter 260 of the manga, we were introduced to a new antagonist named Ray Dark, who is the president of FIFA. His name is a reference to the football anime Inazuma 11, where Ray Dark is the English localized name of the main antagonist, Reiji Kageyama. Another similarity between the characters is that Ray Dark helped Kaiser get out of prison because of his football talent, while in Inazuma 11, Reiji Kageyama helped Jude Sharp get out of the orphanage and made him his protege. There are also some Easter eggs of Inazuma 11 in Blue Lock. In chapter 150, when Baro is bowling, the bowling ball he uses has a logo that says Inazuma with a lightning figure. This lighting is the signature logo of Inazuma 11. The same logo can also be seen on Baro's sports bag in chapter 153. It's no secret that Raichi is one of the most hot-blooded characters in the anime. The guy argues and fights with just about anyone, but did you know he's also a very picky eater? It's to the point that if he doesn't like the food, he'll just give it to someone else. In the first episode of the anime, we hear Isagi's coach telling him about the principle of one for all and all for one, which may be a direct reference to the popular anime My Hero Academia. Another nod to My Hero Academia is when Nagi scores against the under-20 team and mimics All Might's iconic pose with his fist raised in the air. Rin's favorite player is David Beckham because he admires his kicks, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, who didn't fall in love with Beckham's curved free kicks back in the day? Nagi's favorite animals are sloths, koalas, and pandas because he thinks they have easy lives. It's no surprise coming from someone who spends his days lazing around playing mobile games and watching videos. Chigiri got the nickname Red Panther after a local newspaper called him that once. And also the hyo in his name means panther in Japanese. When Kunigami was asked what he would do if he received 100 million yen, he said he'd spend 30 million on football, save another 30 million, and donate 40 million to charity. I think we can all agree he's the nicest guy in the series.